Here's a segment from the latest edition of St. Charles Parish Today, a monthly local talk show.
To continue to meet the needs of our residents, St. Charles Parish Hospital formed a partnership with Oxnard Health System in 2014 and have since been able to launch a host of services here. The Plantation View medical offices on the East Bank opened in March, and a new CEO was named in May, so it's safe to say that a lot is going on at the hospital. With me today to talk about our hospital is Chief Executive Officer Ritchie Dupre. All right, Ritchie, I want to thank you for coming on the show with me today.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about you. How did you come to be the CEO at St. Charles Parish Hospital?
Well, I was born and raised in Houma. Right out of high school, I joined the United States Army. I spent 5 years active duty, primarily in the 101st Airborne Division, which is in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I've always had a fascination with science and medicine, and I actually went to radiologic technology school in the military, and so I'm a certified radiology tech by trade. And so over time, I furthered my education and eventually got my executive master's in business administration from Nicholls State University. And so I've been with Oxnard for about 10 years. I've worked in 6 different capacities at 4 different facilities. And so in my travels throughout Oxnard, I've really come to love and appreciate the environment in the community hospital. And so when the opportunity came up for me to come here to St. Charles Parish Hospital, I was incredibly excited about it. And in my time there so far, I've come to really appreciate the passion that this community and this parish has for that hospital, all the way from the board members to the physicians there, the leadership team there at the hospital and in the clinics, and our nurses and all of our staff members as well. So I'm having fun there. I'm having a really good time there.
Awesome, and you started just a few months ago, correct?
Yeah, I'm almost into 3 months now.
Oh, awesome.
There, yes.
Okay. All right. So Oxnard began managing St. Charles Parish Hospital in 2014, I believe.
Yes.
And a lot came with that. A lot of good things for our residents. Can you tell us a little bit about what was part of that?
Sure. I think a lot of great things came out of this partnership, but I'm going to highlight what I think are probably 3 of the most important ones.
Awesome.
The first one is we installed an electronic health record at St. Charles Hospital right around mid-May. It was May 15th. Some of the benefits that come along with that are first and foremost, it's a comprehensive medical record that's electronic, and it's the same backbone that all of the Oxnard facilities have. So if you're a resident in New Orleans or in Kenner and you work here in St. Charles Parish and you need to have some blood work or some diagnostic testing, which lots of times you have to fast for those sorts of things. And if you're in the area early in the morning and you want to drop in and have some lab work or something like that done at our hospital here in St. Charles Parish, those results all funnel up to the same database. And if you're seeing a physician at one of our other facilities within the health system, it's easy for that physician to be able to pull your information without having to request paper copies of any records or anything like that. So that's for the continuum of care and the quality of care for our patients, their information all funnels up into this one database. And that's one huge benefit about the electronic health record.
It's transferable.
Exactly. I would say a secondary benefit is that we have a website that's myoxnard.com, and it gives our patients the ability to schedule online appointments. There's an app actually for mobile device, so you can schedule from your mobile device. And there's also within that is a thing called MyChart, and on MyChart you can actually review your labs and your diagnostics. You can communicate with your physician via email, and so this electronic health record has had a huge benefit to us as a hospital, but more importantly, it benefits our patients in the community.
That's awesome. I didn't know you guys had an app. So if a patient, let's say a patient visits St. Charles Parish Hospital and they're in need of more specialized care, how do you guys handle that?
So let me, so I'm going to give you a lengthy answer to that. So first of all, we make every attempt to try to grow our services, and we're in the process of growing some services to keep patients at our local facility here. For example, we've had a lot of success in recruiting primary care and other physicians. Specifically, we had Dr. Sonia Allen-Cherry, who joined us just Monday, so she's in our clinic with Dr. Walter Birdsall. We've also hired a nurse practitioner whose name is Annika Edwards. She's in Dr. Walter Birdsall's clinic as well. So we have a lot of activity going on in that clinic. We've recruited another physician by the name of Monica Williams, and she's going to be joining us as a primary care physician in our Plantation View site across the river as another primary care physician. So we're very excited to have her. She'll be with us in mid-November. We have a podiatrist that's joining us later on this month. His name is Robert Mariquin, so we're excited to have him. He'll be in the clinic with us at St. Charles Parish in our main campus. And we have an OBGYN physician, Dr. Sheena Pullman. She's been with us for about 2 weeks now, and she's practicing in the Plantation View area as well. And last but not least, next week we're actually moving Dr. Brian Brogel over to Plantation View as well. He's a urologist, and he's split his time in a couple of different locations, but we're now going to be able to have him practicing full-time. And again, we're trying to ramp up our Plantation View building, so we're excited to have all this activity going on there. To answer your question directly about patients that need care, so we have cardiac cath services and comprehensive cardiac services at St. Charles Parish Hospital. We're bringing on a gastroenterologist later on this year, probably in November or December, and she'll be doing GI procedures and all there as well. But with all that said, it's impossible for us to provide specialty care for every issue, right? And so what we do is we work with our sister facilities.
But that's, I guess, the beauty of being part of the Ochsner system is that you can do that.
Exactly. So we can partner our patients with a physician that will meet their needs, will provide high quality care. Again, the comprehensive medical record is a huge benefit to us for that. And at the same time, we'll try to place our patients in an area that's closest to home for them and make it convenient for their families.
And being part of Ochsner, it just makes that easy.
Absolutely.
I think, like you said, transferable. Okay, so let's get into the community aspect, because you mentioned community earlier and that being a big part of St. Charles Parish Hospital. You guys hired a community relations coordinator, and I know you're being super active, but tell us about some of the things that the hospital is doing to outreach with residents.
So yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. We have a huge belief that as the hospital in this parish and in this community, that we have an obligation to partner with the community and support community events and fundraisers and that sorts of things. We did hire someone earlier this year who's doing a phenomenal job with outreach for us, and we've since then we have a bunch of screening and wellness. So we have wellness screenings going on with St. Charles Parish Schools and the St. Charles Parish government offices.
Yeah, us. I just had that meeting.
So there you go. We've also provided right at about 129 athletic screenings for middle school students who are in athletics to make sure that they're, we did physicals, to make sure that they're healthy enough to be able to participate in sports. We've had a long history of participation in the Relay for Life, and we have members and teams within our hospital that are supporting the Relay for Life on September 17th. We also had a long history with supporting the United Way Battle for the Paddle and Bridge Run.
Oh yeah, we all do that one.
Okay, and I'm looking forward to that. This will be my first rodeo there,
yeah,
so I'm looking forward to that as well. We're sponsoring the River Region Golf Tournament that's coming up in October. We have speakers. We have a couple of our medical directors that are speaking at the next Rotary Club meeting in October. I think it's the 26th, and we have our medical director for EMS, who's Dr. Quo, and our medical director for the emergency department, who's Dr. Brian Seymour. And both of these guys will be speaking there, so excited to have them participating. And we're also in the partners in education with St. Rose Elementary School. So again, a lot of participation in the community. We hope to be more and more involved as time goes on, and it's one of the things that I feel strongly about as an individual, but we do as a facility, and all of our folks are very engaged in the community.
And like you said, that's important in St. Charles because this is very much a small community. So I think, and people definitely see you guys at these things, and you're actually on today's show, so that's another outreach initiative. But
exactly.
I just want to thank you for coming on and telling us a little about the hospital.
That's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Richie.
All right, thanks, Tristan.
Look for the entire episode at www.scptoday.com or on SCP TV.